Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here. Today's December 31st, and it's currently 10:58 a.m. As you know, each and every day we go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you will, please share our podcast and our social media platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the globe, utilizing hashtag TheMLM Solution. That's hashtag TheMLM Solution. That way they can have access to this great content as well. We will be going live here shortly. Our content for today, as you can see, podcast number 105, which is amazing. Live event content. Guys, there's a reason why you use live events. You cannot replicate what a live event can do, but there's the wrong side of live events as well. We're going to take a look at both sides of that. You need to know this. You need to use these live events to catapult your business to even greater heights. We'll show you and talk to you about how to do that. Additionally, we're going to talk about the things you need to stay away from at live events. You do not want to miss this. Once again, we'll be going live here, Miss Marie and I, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to hop off here. I shall see you in a moment.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie.
Good morning, Rob. How are you today?
It's New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, hard to believe.
The final day of 2020, getting ready to say goodbye to this dumpster fire, huh?
I'll escort that SOB right out the door. I'll hold its hand. I'll drag it through the door. 2020 needs to go away for many reasons. I have high hopes for 2021. I'm not going to get so high that I get disappointed, but hey, you got to have hope somewhere. And I certainly don't have it in our government. And I certainly don't have it in our leaders. So I got to depend on myself and the new year to give me hope that there's going to be difference this year.
Well, it's definitely going to be different. I think I can guarantee that.
I have no doubt about that. And I should make it clear, anybody and everybody that knows me knows that I'm a Christian, and you can say or question whatever you want. It doesn't matter. That's between me and the Lord Jesus Christ. But the bottom line is all my faith, all my dependence goes on the Lord, period. I am not going to put faith in man. Okay, I'll say that. But at the same time, you would like to think that your leaders have their act together. Obviously, they do not. So it is quite the challenging time, not just in the U.S., but across the world. And we hope and pray that all of you are safe. And we hope that this new year will bring a better angle towards the virus without the political side, which I don't think will happen, but that's another topic for another day. We're going to be talking about the podcast number 105, live event content. Live event content. What do we mean by that? Well, for all of you guys on the podcast, on the ticker, we have podcast number 105. And as we said, today is December 31st, New Year's Eve. And this is a great topic to close out the year, Miss Marie, because tomorrow is our Freelance Friday, the first one of the new year, and episode number 34. This is our episode number 34, guys. So just to let you know, and before we get started, also I want you guys to know, go to the website, get your free gifts, TheMLMsolution.net, 4 critical mistakes and how to overcome them. If you don't know what those 4 critical mistakes are, you're already at a major disadvantage. You are possibly making one or all 4 of those mistakes. And I can promise you, History has shown, not because we say so, but history has shown that any of those, whether it's one of them or all four of them, will eat away at the very foundation that you're trying to put into place. If you want to know how this business works, it is very simple. You need to apply hard work, dedication, commitment, etc. But the simple steps that all the professional business builders use are right here in this document. 5 simple steps to networking success in 90 days or less. Okay, and that is a perfect complement, a peanut butter and jelly combination here between the 5 simple steps to success, the 4 critical mistakes most networkers make, and the Zero to Networking Hero brings it all together, tells you what it takes to make it in this industry. You could not have a better free, as you can see, they are free. You could not have a better combination of information than this right here. You are not going to get this information anyplace else. Go there, download this while they're available. We may change this as the new year comes upon us. So you may not have access to this information in the very near future. I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not playing with you. Miss Marie and I have not decided what changes we're going to make, but you do not want to take the chance. Go there while you can. Download each and every one of these because they are free, F-R-E-E, free. And there is 1 video, 1 audio, and the ebook as well. So with that being said, Miss Marie, as you know, today is going to be our last day for our Black Friday. Guys, if you have not gone there and taken advantage of our Black Friday special, you want to go there and do it now. Let me put this one up instead. There you go. The bottom line is go to that URL right there, TheMLM-solution.net/Super-Friday. Or you can go to just TheMLM-solution.net and you will see an image there as well as a link that will take you to the Super Friday location. And you are going to be blown away by the offer because it has a ton of material. Really what it is the business building process. And we address every important angle that you need to know about in the business building process so that you will be mentally and physically prepared for the challenges that we're sure are going to come your way as you're building your business. Once again, you are not going to find this package anyplace else. We call it the Super Pack. There's a reason why we call it the Super Pack, because it literally has everything you need. The only thing different between our membership area and the Super Pack is the depth of information, the advanced information, and the way that the phases are laid out, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Outside of that, this is what you will find in the members area. And this is the absolute best material that we have at this moment for the business building people. You can't get anything from us that's any better than this right here outside of the members area. This is top-notch material. As you can see, it is a lot, and there's a lot of bonuses, not only in the free downloads, but in this Black Friday special. Don't miss out. All right, Miss Marie, there we go. We got that out of the way.
Well, I have to tell you, Rob, I got a calendar for 2021 as a Christmas gift from a friend of mine, and of course, it starts in December.
And you accepted it.
I accepted it, but it starts in December, and it's interesting because it has something special going on every day of the week on this calendar. Like Monday was card game day. Tuesday was, I don't remember what, but I think on the calendar today is like TikTok day.
Oh my God.
I think it's because, well, one, it's New Year's Eve. So, TikTok, the clock is running out on the year, but I thought it was super appropriate for our Black Friday special because TikTok, the clock is running out on that availability.
There we go.
3% off our normal price on that special package until the end of today. So, before you head out for those New Year's celebrations, go grab that.
83% off, she said. I just wanted to highlight that number, 83%. Normally $299.95, now currently $49.95. Actually, we had it at $99.95, which was a great price, obviously, from $299.95 down to $99.95. But then I went a little bit crazy, as Miss Marie says, and I took it down for the Black Friday special to $49.95. You are not going to see that price again. You may not see it ever, but you certainly won't see it for another year. Do not miss out. All right, Miss Marie. Today's topic, as we said, live event content. is a really important one, because most people will have, well, I won't say most people, I guess a lot of people in today's environment with the virus, I don't know how they're going to do it. It's the reason why I hesitate. Typically, some companies and some organizations have get together live events on a local, regional, and national basis once every 3 months or once every 4 months. Everybody does a little bit of different. They either have 3 a year or 4 a year. And so anyway, the point is that, you know, we had the first quarter, and everybody's excited about the possibilities in the new year. And so they tap into that excitement and that possibilities by having an event. Once again, whether it's local, regional, or national, it's yet to be determined according to what company you're with or what organization you may be with. So you say, okay, well, what's so important? You guys did a podcast not long ago about live events, and we did. But this is different in regards that we're going to be talking about the content of those live events. Okay, before we talked about building from event to event, how to use events and to build towards them. You go from the first event in the first quarter of 2021, and you build towards the second event in the second quarter in 2021. Okay, and you ride that momentum from one event to the other, and they can be powerful. It can have a major impact on your business. We talked about that. But now we're talking about the content of those live events, okay? Because we want you to be aware, and just like anything else, yin and yang, there's good and there's bad. And we want to make you aware of the bad so that you can say, whoop, no, we don't want that in our business. And but we also want to highlight the good. So you say, yep, we definitely want to tap into that. Right, Miss Mary?
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I'll mention too, you'll see as we're talking about live event content, I mean, definitely in my mind, when I think of a live event, I think about the large gathering of people, the corporate events, the international events, the national events. They tend to be the biggies. But of course, you also have the local, the regional. They can be all varying sizes. I mean, you could have a team event going on. But one of the things we've found in 2020, of course, with the pandemic and the abundance of caution when it comes to everyone's health and safety, is many of the network marketing companies pivoted and they changed from a live event in-person venue to doing an online event. And they've done a number of those. But what you'll see as we talk about the content, the things that are important, the things to avoid, it's going to be extremely similar between whether it's in person or online. So if we are, making it sound like, oh, these are all in person, but nothing's happening in person, the same applies for online. So I just want to make sure we clarify that point before we really start diving in here.
Right, exactly. And that's the reason why we're having this discussion, Ms. Marie, is because if they are going to do a live event, as you online, as you stated, we need to make sure that people understand what they need to encompass in that live event if they're going to be the one putting it together, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So,
and this is from two angles. So you're aware of it as an event participant, but then also as your business grows and you become more of a leader of leaders, you're going to be putting on potentially your own events. So you want to know what to do and also the what not to do. We like to do both sides of the coin, right, Rob?
That's right. The what to do and what not to do. We have a book written on that, and I always call it the yin and the yang. It's the same thing, easier to say, but it's the same thing. And, she brought up a really good point. Guys, before we get started in the content of the live events and what you want to look for and why you want to look for these things in a live event, we want to say when you control the content of your own live events is when you are hitting the big time. That should be your ultimate goal, not in the beginning. In the beginning, you need to focus on learning the basics. You need to do your initial 90-day mini blast. You need to lay that foundation. You need to get your business into that exponential growth phase by utilizing the speed and urgency approaches that we talk about. Once you get that momentum going, is when, and once your business gets to a certain point, which we'll do a future episode on, Ms. Marie, we might want to write that down, when to take on your own life, I guess, the business life. In other words, Ms. Marie, what I'm saying is there's a point where your organization becomes independent of the company events, if that makes sense. Just like the Bill Britt organization, they rarely went to a corporate, an Amway corporate sponsored event. It was always about the Bill Britt organization or the Dexter Yeager, et cetera, Worldwide Dream Builders, and rightfully so. And I understand why. And the reason I bring that up, guys, there's so much power in that. But we won't get into that because that's not what we're about here. We'll do a future episode on that. But what we're talking about here is that you got to focus on becoming the best business builder you can be. And you want to utilize the company events, or if you're part of a larger organization, for instance, a Bill Britt organization that already has live events scheduled once every 3 months, you need to build towards those and use those as a platform, a springboard, if you will, to the next event, helping your exponential growth take place between those events. You should not do your own. That's wrong. That's bad. Those things are hard to put together, and you will end up, Miss Marie, taking your focus off of what works, which is the 5 simple steps. Okay? You don't want to do that. And matter of fact, when it comes to the point where you are going to host your own event, you need to hire somebody. We'll talk about that down the road. Okay? Because you got to stay focused on what you do best. What is it you do best? Build the business. Okay? Become a master builder. That's the bottom line. So, all right. So now that we have that out of the way, we're going to be talking about the live event content, and we're going to stay focused on that from here on out. So what do we mean by that? Well, look, there's things when you go to a live event that you need to keep an eye out for, and some of it can be bad. Okay. Whether it's local, regional, national, doesn't matter. At the same time, there are good things that we want to highlight here that we want you to tap into. We want you to be aware that when you walk into the door of an event, your antenna goes up right away looking for what we're going to be talking about, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad. So let's start out with the good, okay? Or maybe we should start out with the bad and end it on the good. That's usually the best way to go about it. So let's start out with the bad. Look, if you walk into an event, okay, and there's a lot of negativity, and you can pick up on it right away, and you've got a leader who's walking around all pissed off and mumbling to themselves, and they have a bad disposition. There's a bad aura in the room. People are quiet. People are whispering. The atmosphere is dead. Guys, that is a bad thing. If you can turn around, walk out, get out of there. Do not let your people become a part of that, okay? It is hard to erase that image, that moment, that experience from your mind. Okay, you may be strong enough to do it. Your downline may not be. They may never go back to another one because they're always going to think, because the next event, they don't know who's hosting it. They don't know if that is the norm. They don't know. Okay, yes, you can communicate that to them. I've done that. I've had these experiences. I had to pull my people together and say, guys, this is not the way. And I had to take over Miss Marie and do events myself and get away from that because my people were shell-shocked. Okay, they were absolutely shell-shocked. Guys, you do not want to be a part of that. Turn around and walk out. If somebody says, where are you going, or who are you, or if they don't know who you are, just say, oh, no, we made a mistake. This is not what we're looking for. We're looking for Sally so-and-so, okay? You're looking for an event? No, we're looking for this individual. Okay, and just walk out, all right, if they don't know who you are. If they do know who you are, you're going to have to decide on whether you're going to make an excuse and get out of there or if you're going to walk back in and take the abusive atmosphere. And I don't mean abusive verbally or anything. I'm talking about the pain of sitting through an atmosphere like that. Miss Marie, you got anything to add to that before I can move on?
Well, I have to say I'm fortunate enough. I haven't been in that type of environment, but there's definitely a difference in vibe from event to event. You do go to some where you can actually feel the energy picking up. Those events that you go to where there's that degree of excitement, they have some loud, upbeat music going, some like disco lights flashing type of thing there. You can almost feel that atmosphere being set before the event even starts, for sure. Yeah. And there is a difference from event to event, but I can't say I've ever felt one that was like a negative energy level, fortunately.
Well, I'm glad that you have not. I'm also jealous. Okay, so That's one thing you want to look for. All right. Another thing is if you have a room that is being sparsely attended week after week, okay, or every 2 weeks, whatever the frequency of those events are, we're talking about local. Your regional and your national are really strict about, hey, we're only going to have this regional event once every 3 months, okay, or once every 6 months. There are times where companies do it just once every 6 months. I don't think that's enough. I think it needs to be once every 3 months, but that's me, and for good reason, okay? But we'll talk about that in another episode. The bottom line is that when it comes to local, they're typically more frequent, and those lead up to the regional events. In other words, you build up momentum locally, getting as many people as you can in your business locally, and then take those people to the regional event, and then you ride that emotion and everything from the regional event to the national event. That's usually how it works. Now, when you go into a local event, and if they're having it once every week, once every 2 weeks, and once every 2 weeks should be the minimum that they're having it. Once a month is not enough. But the thing is that if you're going to these things and you walk in and there's only 2 or 3 people 3 times in a row, guys, it's time for you to look for or start your own local event. Okay, doing a local event is okay, even if you're kind of new. Okay, because doing a local event is totally dependent on what you building your business in a local environment. For instance, if I start here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I start from scratch, I have nobody in my business, and within 6 months, I have 300 to 500 people in my downline locally. Guess what? I'm going to hold a local event once every 2 weeks, or probably with an organization that big, to be honest with you, once every week. Okay, because if I do it once every 2 weeks, what'll end up happening is I'll slow down the momentum. I got to ride the momentum. Everything in life has a life cycle. Okay, there's a reason why if you're a professional athlete, you know that regardless of what you go into, what field you go into, you're at peak physical activity, mental and physical activity for basically 3 to 5 years. They are taught by smart people, managers, make as much money as possible in that 3 to 5 year period. Stay at the top of your game, get the best trainers, get the best doctors, make sure and best nutritionists, pay top money for those people, take care of your body mentally and physically, and get out there and make as much money as you can. Okay, why? Because they know that most people only last 3 to 5 years. Well, it's no different here. It's no joke. You're going to have a 3 to 5 year cycle where your business is really going to rock and roll. And if you go to another new company, chances are that you can replicate that process and have another 3 to 5 year cycle. That's the beauty of this industry. Regardless of your age, as long as you're mentally and physically fit, you could replicate that process over and over in different companies. It's not always guaranteed, but you have a realistic chance of doing that. That's what the professional business builders do. So with that being said, what you want to do is you have a local organization's got 300 to 500 people in it. You want to do it once a week. Why? Because you want to ride that momentum for that 3 to 5 year period. Okay. Because the bigger your organization gets, Miss Marie, and actually, to be honest with you, Miss Marie, you're typically going to be doing 1 or 2 meetings a week with 300 to 500 people because you can't get an avenue big enough to host 300 to 500 people. So what do? You break it up and you say, hey, we're going to have one on Wednesday. I would like everybody from A to H or A to M show up on Mondays, and everybody else from I to Z show up on the Thursdays. Okay, whatever the case may be, you determine the time frames. You see my point. And why are you doing that? Because you want to make sure that everybody has access and that you can have enough time to address issues in your organization during these events. Now, that's a positive event, okay? That's the type, you got excitement, you got people, things are happening, people see it's happening. There are intangibles taking place there that will have an immense positive impact on your business versus going to one that's only having maybe a meeting once every 2 weeks and only 3 to 5 people are showing up. There's no excitement, there's no momentum, there's no focus there, there's no desire to bring new people in. Miss Marie, that's a stark contrast, but I don't know if you've ever been a part of that. I have. There is a huge difference between the two. And it's obvious which one you want to be a part of.
Yeah, it's I mean, the excitement and the momentum's always the best thing to catch fire on and keep that fire going.
Yeah. And have you ever been part of either one of those types of organizations?
Probably both, yes.
Well, I kind of figured that, but I thought I would ask.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You're in the business long enough, it happens, but I'd rather catch fire and run around on fire than not.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so that's some of the positives. And look, if you got a dynamic speaker, if you got a dynamic figurehead, that's a good thing. That's something you want to look at when you go in. Who's speaking? Who's leading this thing? Who's organizing this thing? Are they organized? Or are they running around with their head cut off at the last minute trying to put everything together? Okay, you really got to look at all of these intangibles because they have a direct impact on your business. Why take your people to an environment that's chaotic and negative and not organized? Okay, what does that tell you? What does that tell the people that you're bringing to this event? It tells them that this is a ragtag bunch of people that really don't have a clue what they're doing. Is that the image you want your downline to have? If you are going to take somebody at 5 and above on the scale of ambition, and let's say they're an 8 or a 9, and they're used to coming from a corporate event, or maybe a corporate environment, or maybe they own their own business where they're organized, they have to be organized. And if they're high up in the organization of a corporation, guys, being organized and having time management skills is essential for them to multitask on a high level. So what does that tell you? If they go into an environment like this, are they going to be impressed? No. Would you be ashamed taking someone like that to this? Yes. Okay. You're not there to impress them, but you don't want to take them into an environment where the leader's walking around, doesn't know what to say. He hasn't, I left my notes at home. Oh my gosh, I forgot this, I forgot that. Oh, well, we'll just wing it. We'll make it happen. What does that tell you? What is that? You're going to lose people, not keep people. Why put yourself and your people into that? What I would encourage you to do, if you're having local events, go to them by yourself for at least 2 times to see if these people have their act together. If they don't, once again, you can start your own meetings locally because it doesn't take a lot of skill, doesn't take a lot of organization. It does, it takes some, but it doesn't take it like a regional event, okay? And you can just build towards the regional event yourself, okay? So there's some of the negatives that you want to look for when you walk in, okay? Another negative you want to have, even if you have a dynamic speaker, you have somebody that's got their act together, but yet you got a negative audience, you got somebody out there that's constantly being a pain in the ass, they're constantly asking stupid questions, that's coming to live events. And to be honest with you, it becomes apparent that these people are there for more social things, but they want to be the center of attention, and they're always asking these stupid questions. They're slowing the meeting down. Once again, what does that tell you? You can't say, well, that's just that person. The speaker is great. They're dynamic. Guys, same thing. If you're not going there and having a positive experience where your people walk out of there feeling good about the direction, feeling good about the excitement they see, feeling good that these people are focused, that they're there for a purpose, and that they're moving forward with that purpose, then you are in the wrong environment, okay? If you have somebody in the audience that's controlling that meeting, and that speaker, no matter whether they're dynamic or not and well organized, if they're allowing that individual to dominate that meeting, it is over. Get out of there. Do not be a part of that. Once again, you're learning information no one else is going to tell you. I have been a part of these situations. It is not good. It does not turn out good when you have this type of environment. Miss Marie, you ever had that?
Well, sure. I mean, sure. Every experience is similar. It's unfortunate, you go across the breadth of the network marketing companies around the globe, and you're going to find the events that fall on their face, and you're going to find the events that are absolutely killing it, right? Excitement's there, the content's there, and you want to be a part of it, and you leave feeling good, which is the whole point of having that event happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Rob, I'm wondering, can we dive a little bit more specifically into the actual content of the event? What we should be looking for during the event itself?
You're talking about like the training materials and things like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
We go in that direction.
I was building up to that, but I wanted to touch on some of these hidden gems here so that the people would understand what to look for when they walk in the door. So, in matter of fact, that was the next subject I was going to talk about. So, guys, let's get to that. The training materials, the documentation they're handing out. When you walk in there, let's say that you have a dynamic speaker, you have some excitement, momentum going on, you're starting to feel good. There's not a pain in the ass in the audience. The speaker, the person, the leader of this local event has their act together, has control of the event. They're great speakers. They're doing everything right. And then all of a sudden they pull out this documentation. Guys, if that documentation is contrary to the 5 simple steps that you've chosen to use in your business building system, you need to get out of there. Okay. You don't get up in the middle of the meeting and leave. Typically, they don't bring this stuff out until after everybody's seated and they've talked about a few things. But here's the bottom line. You can accept the materials if you so choose, be polite about it. And then when you get out with your people, just say, guys, we're going to throw this away. We do the 5 simple steps. We are not doing their system. Okay. You do not want to bleed one system into the other. That's a big mistake. It's not because we want to protect the 5 simple steps. We don't care if you even use the 5 simple steps, but you will find out if you try to hybrid 2 business building systems, you're going to cause major chaos. So when you go in there, if they're handing you a training manual, be polite, accept it, kind of participate as they go through it and stuff, but know right away that this is not going to work if you're using the 5 simple steps. If you're not, keep an open mind and listen to what they're saying. But here's the thing. If that training manual is this thick instead of this thick, you got a problem. Okay. They're taking a simple process, 5 simple steps. Because remember, the 5 simple steps are based on what? The basic fundamental principles of the business building process. There's nothing else to add. You are doing what needs to be done to make this business go. So why have a manual this thick? That manual should only be this thick, if that. Okay. The training should take no more than 2 hours. Okay. And most of those 2 hours is learning the music to the ears message. Okay. If they're using some other message outside of the music to the ears, good luck. Now, I'm not saying another message won't work. I've used hybrids over the years. How do you think I developed the music to the ears message? By making a lot of mistakes, finding out what works and what doesn't. Okay. But you can rehash that old habit if you want and use another message. And all I can say is good luck. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that I have been around a lot of them and most of them don't work. Now, that doesn't mean that some of them don't do work, because look, there's people out there not using the music to the ears message and they're getting some kind of success. I have no idea what they're saying, but I know it's limited success. And I know for a fact that people that are having success are working 18, 20 hours a day. There's no way you can have that kind of success without a huge commitment, because the numbers are working against you and it's an uphill battle. So we're not going to get into that. But here's the thing. If the training manual, Miss Marie, is that thick, there is a problem. If they have training classes, Miss Marie, I don't know if you've ever been, but sometimes you go in at 8 o'clock at night, 8 p.m., they have the meeting, and then at 9 p.m. they have the training. You ever been around one of those?
I have.
There you go, folks. Living proof right there. Okay. And it could start at 7 p.m. It could start at 6 p.m. But guess what? After an hour of whatever they cover in that hour, they turn around and now they have an hour of training. And guess what? You don't get to go home if you brought new people. They're not going to train the new people for you. You got to be there and you got to participate. You got to set the example. And that means every week you're going to be there 2.5 hours, because chances are you're going to get there early and you're going to leave a little bit late. Okay. So the bottom line is that you're going to have new people who are going to be overwhelmed. They're going to look at this thing and think, oh my gosh, I am so busy now. And now they want me to learn all of this. And they're going to sit there and their eyes are going to glass over, and a lot of it's going to go over their head. And guess what you got to do? Because in that short amount of time, Ms. Marie, see if you agree with this or not. In that short amount of time, there's no way they can condense that material down to a 15-minute time frame and say, okay, you're now trained. No, they're going to tell you, hey, go home, go through this, read this. Rob is there for you. Call Rob anytime. And Rob's like, no, don't call me. I don't, Now Rob is not only trying to build the business now and trying to train his new people. Now Rob's got to be the answer man for all the questions that this thick manual is going to bring up to these new prospects. Okay, so now I'm going to be on the phone with them, no telling how long and how many multiple times, trying to help them learn this freaking training, right, Miss Marie?
Oh, absolutely. And simple's always best.
Yeah.
Any aspect of life, you want to keep things as simple as possible, especially when you're talking about your network marketing business, because for a lot of people, again, they have a full-time job, they have family obligations, they have other things they're involved in. This isn't going to be a full-time gig for most people. They're trying to fit this into the cracks of their schedule to achieve those lifestyle, income, time freedom goals that they have. So to throw out a training manual the size of a New York City phone book is going to freak people out.
I like that. That's good. And it's true. The thing is, what she said is true. And I didn't even think about it. A phone book, man, that's awesome. Great analogy there. Yeah, she nailed it, guys. The bottom line is you cannot have that kind of training program and be productive. You're going to slow your people down. What do we talk about all the time? Speed and urgency. How do you create speed and urgency? Having people move forward quickly. How do you have people moving forward quickly? By not bogging them down with a bunch of unnecessary bull crap. I'm telling you, all it takes is this to make the business work, not that. So if you have a training environment, once you walk in and you hear those words, you know that you're in the wrong place. That is content you do not want to participate in. Another thing you do not want to do, if they're in there, Miss Marie, and they're product focused, bad content, okay? Big training manuals, bad content. Product focused discussions, bad content, okay? If they're talking about business building systems and tactics and messages, bad content, okay? And you say, well, why do you say that? Guys, look, Miss Marie could start her own organization, and don't say that Rob and Marie don't know each other, and I become a part of her organization. I go to one of her meetings, and I realize, and I'm using the 5 simple steps, and I realize, oh, crap, she's doing something totally different. I cannot have my people learning this. This is going to confuse them, even if she's having success. Okay, why am I so adamant about the 5 simple steps? Because I have used the 5 simple steps myself over and over and over. I've had great success with that. Why would I screw something up that works? Okay, just because it's Marie. She's got her way. I got mine. She's not my boss. It's my business. I wanted to see what her local event was like. I go to it 2 times. Why? Not as a participant, but it was what? An evaluator. Looking for the things that we're talking about here. I want to see what the content, as the title talks about, I want to know what the content of the whole meeting is, what her words are, what her goal is, what they use this event for, what they're telling people to do, what they're focused on. And each and every week, Miss Marie, in some things, they bring a product, supposedly a new product or a new improved product, and they sit it on the table. And this week, we're going to be talking about this. And next week, we're going to be talking about the comp plan. And next week, we're going to be talking. I mean, it's almost like a corporate training environment. And guys, that is a bad thing. Look, here's the good content. The good content is this. You want an event to be one thing and one thing only, an excitable environment that promotes the 5 simple steps that this business works on. Not because it's our business building system. This is the essence of the business building system. Everybody should be talking about what type of message to deliver to your prospects. Everybody should be talking about how to find fresh leads. Everybody should be talking about how over the next 90 days you can change your business. Everybody should be talking about a follow-up process, how to do one effectively. Right, Miss Marie? These are things that people need to focus on. These are training environments that are positive, that are productive. And these types of things are short and to the point. If Miss Marie and I were doing a live event now, guys, each and every week, you know what we would do? We would just talk about the 5 simple steps, okay? We would highlight success stories that were happening locally, okay? We would talk about the checks people are getting. We would talk about the pin rank advancement. If we can bring them up, if they're comfortable, to talk about their new pin rank, to talk about the money they just made, okay? We will not focus on product. We can talk about a company's coming out with a new product in this regard. Hey, guess what, guys? The company finally came out with that shampoo you guys been asking about. I know that a lot of you wanted to use that as part of your 100 PV. And guess what? It's now available. You can do that. That's fine. That's cool. Don't talk about the ingredients. Just let them know. Hey, I don't know if you guys know, but it's out, and you can order it on, January 1st, 2021. Okay, you can go online and order that and make it a part of your new auto ship. Okay, that's all you need to do. And if you have a whiteboard, guess what? You can talk about how to maximize the comp plan. And how do you do that? Using what? The threshold of profitability. You don't want to draw a bunch of circles, okay? You just want to say, look, guys, it's as simple. You need 100 people doing 100 PV per month, and you can write down the products that you use to create your 100 PV or more per month and say, well, this is what I do. And as you guys know, I'm looking for 100 people that will do the same thing. And we all know that 100 times 100 is 10,000. And once I create that 10,000 group volume, this is what the company pays me per comp plan. Now you say, why do you do that? Because you know what I'm doing? I'm showing the new people how simple it is. Okay. I just say, look, I replaced my toothpaste. I was using Colgate, now I use the company's toothpaste. And you know what? I can't tell much difference. It may be better, but guess what? My teeth are clean. I'm supporting my business. It's good. Okay. And then you move on. I use their deodorant. I use this. I use their juice, whatever it is you're using. And people say, well, I can do that. He's just doing simple things, thinking of themselves in the audience, your new people. And then you say, 100 people, and my whole organization, draw a big circle and put dots throughout that circle and show them that those 100 people are coming from all over your business. And say, currently I have 300 people, and out of those 300 people, I have 75 of them that are doing 100 PV or more. And all these other people are doing different levels of PV, but the serious people are doing 100 PV or more, just like I'm doing right here that I showed you on my list of products. And guess what? We all know that once I reach the 100 PV, the 100 people doing 100 PV, the company's going to pay me this. And your new people in the audience are going to go, oh my gosh, it's that simple. That's all they got to do. That's all he's doing. Okay. What are you doing? You're showing them how the business works. You're showing them how simple it is. You're showing them that it doesn't fight word. You're showing them how they can make that kind of money too. You're showing them that kind of, and then they're thinking to themselves, if I make that kind of money, that could have a major impact in my life. You're recruiting people that are coming to your meetings without them even knowing it. Right, Ms. Marie?
Well, absolutely. And one thing I want to highlight that you mentioned, and I want to make sure people don't miss this, but one of the most important aspects to any live event is the sharing of the success stories. It's celebrating those rank advancements. It's celebrating that first check that people are receiving. It's getting those success stories out there and sharing that with people. So whether they're coming to a meeting for the very first time, they're brand spanky new, or they've been around for a while, they're getting remotivated and seeing once again the level of success that people are having with the system that you're promoting within that network marketing company. That's right. And the whole idea is to get them excited about it, to recognize how simple it is, and to walk away thinking, I can do this, and look at all the other people achieving success. I can do that too.
There it is.
And that's what gets them going out the door, motivated to re-engage in their business and keep going, even when they're struggling, even when the success may not come as quickly as they hoped for, whatever. But it keeps them fired up until it's time for that next event to take place. And that formula almost takes place once again, right? You get near that fire, all the excited people that are earning an income that they never had before. They're making rank advancements. Maybe they signed up their first business partner. I mean, whatever it is, those success stories being highlighted is really what inspires and motivates most people.
That's right. And I'm going to touch on some things to bring this to a close. Look, guys, here's the thing. You bring the people up first that have the pin rank advancement and they are making money or moved up in the scale of making money. You do that first. Why? And you give out certificates, okay? And you acknowledge or you give them a gift card, and, for them to go to their favorite restaurant. You do that in front of your people, and then you show the plan, if you will, how to make money. What I was talking about, how the products I use, 100 times 100, the threshold of profitability. You say, well, why do you do that? When I'm done with that presentation, I say that's how those people got those awards. That's how they got the pin rank advancement. What you see on the board is what these people are doing. You tie those two together because now they see, they're excited. Even the old people that come week after week, there's going to be a point where they're going to come up and say, I either got to shit or get off the pot. One of the two, because I'm here week after week. And you say, well, Rob, how do you keep these meetings positive and new and refreshing? Because each and every week you're going to highlight, hey, guess what? Marie just signed up her first person this week. Isn't that awesome? And we all clap. Okay. And Miss Marie just got her first check this week. Okay, you don't have to say the amount. If they want to, they give you approval. Never do that. I want to send out a little nugget of information. Never expose the amount of the check that these people are getting unless they say it's okay. Don't take their thunder away from them. If they want to get up in front of people and say what their amount is, let them do that. Do not quote the amount, okay? But you can say, Miss Marie signed up one person this week or two people this week, and everybody clap. Start clapping for her. Bring her up and let her tell her story, how she signed these people up. Why? Because when you show the plan, which never changes, okay? The meeting is still fresh and new because you have new people that are having new experiences. And so every week people are looking forward to coming to this because they know there's going to be something new, whether it's a new product that you're going to highlight only because it's available, or whether it's another new success story, a new pin rank advancement, whatever the case may be. Okay. And you can talk about the threshold of profitability one week. You can talk about the scale of ambition the next week. You can talk about the music to the ears message, right, Miss Marie? There's so many things that you can highlight, one item each and every week, that it's fresh. And so then after the meeting's over, you want to keep these things short and concise. 45 minutes is really your target. Sometimes they're going to go to an hour, but here's the thing. You want to get people in and out as quickly as possible. Okay. And I'm also going to say this. The training needs to be as short as possible, 30 to 45 minutes. Once that's over, you want socializing. You say, why? Don't people want to go home? There are going to be people that are going to have to get home to their families, okay? Or maybe they took their lunch and came to this meeting, whatever, and they worked second shift, whatever the case may be. But here's the thing. Most people are going to hang out and socialize. Why? Guys, this is where the bonding takes place. This is where the retention in your business happens. This is where new people say, man, those people are really nice, because they're getting to know you. They see the demeanor of people. They see the atmosphere. They're excited. They walk out of there motivated. They're like, this is really cool. I want to be a part of this, okay? The thing is, and plus it gives them a chance to ask you questions. They may go up to Marie and say, hey, I really didn't understand. Are you saying that I got to sign up these 100 people? No, that's not what we're saying. She can clarify some points, okay? And she can say, okay, guys, we're only going to stay an hour and 15 minutes tonight. She stops at 45 minutes. And then when the hour and 15 minutes comes up, she starts heading out. She starts going around the room, turning out the lights and stuff. Because if she doesn't, she'll be there until 3 a.m. Okay? Right, Miss Marie?
That's absolutely true.
Right. She says, I only got this room for an hour and 50 or hour and a half. We're going to do it an hour and 15 minutes tonight. I'm going to take 15 minutes to clean up and everything, guys. And she'll start turning out the lights, which is an indication that people need to leave. Okay. Because if she doesn't, they will turn into social events. But there's nothing wrong with visiting. You want to get done in 30 to 45 minutes. And every week you have a sheet. We have that sheet in our members area. And it's an outline of what that meeting should look like. It should be 45 minutes max, and highlight a certain part of that business building system each week, highlight the success stories, and then afterwards visit a little bit, okay? Answer a few questions, all right? And then move on and say, come back next week. Why? Because you want them to say, well, I didn't ask all my questions. Well, come back next week, okay? Why? Because you want them to come back, okay? And you tell them what, Miss Marie? The reason for a meeting is always to bring another person, okay? That is the essence of the meetings. You're not holding the meetings as a social event. You tell Marie, hey, Marie, I'll answer a question that week. Matter of fact, that was going to be the subject we were going to talk about. Hey, make sure you bring 1 or 2 new people. Bring as many new people as you can, but everybody bring a new person. You tell everybody as you close the meeting, guys, we got to bring in new people each and every week, okay? And then people will begin to realize that they can depend on these meetings to build their business. Why? Because you're going to build from one meeting to the other, from one event to the other. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep. And that is the whole goal for sure.
And the excitement, the fact that you kept it short and concise, informative and productive, and then there was some socializing on the side, people walk away, Miss Marie, with such a positive experience that they're excited for the next week's event. And guys, just a gold nugget, we'll do an event on this. We'll do an episode on this in the future. When should you host your own events? Guys, you don't host your own event if you don't have enough people. Unless you're the sole person there, you cannot, and we'll talk about that in the future. The point is, look, you can't, everybody starts at zero. In other words, you either have yourself and nobody else, or you have yourself and then 3 other people. There's always a beginning point, okay? And if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have no one else to depend on, and the closest meeting, local meeting, is an hour away, guess what? It's on you. But we'll talk about that down the road. Okay. But you want to look at local events first, go by yourself, evaluate them, see if they're positive or negative, and then determine, you know what, I'm going to have to take control of this myself. This is not good. I need to have positivity happening, not negativity. Okay. All right, Miss Marie, I'm done. Do you have anything else?
Nope, I didn't have anything else to add there. I will just say, being New Year's Eve, everybody enjoy your celebrations. Yes. Be safe.
Yes.
Drive.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll see you next year.
That's good. I like that. I like that. Hold on one second here. I forgot.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I forgot. Do we need to bring anything else up, Miss Marie?
I don't know. Do we? I don't think so.
Nothing new for next year. No.
Unless you're going to surprise me with something again here. No.
Well,
I tell you what. Join us tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, which is next year, and we'll find out what's new. How about that?
There you go. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, guys, with that being said, we're going to hop off of here. We went a little bit longer today, but as you can tell, it was an important subject. Threw in as much as we could, but hey, it's the last day of the year. What the heck? 2020 has been screwed up as it is. We're going to end it on a positive note by having great information for you guys so that you can utilize it for the springboard of next year, which is tomorrow. Happy New Year to everybody. Please be safe. Be careful. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll look forward to it.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, TheMLM-solution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.